Still works. All right, guys, I'm here at Sunday night, about 9:30. Got my log press plan drawn up. I always do going into log press, and I keep cutting everything short, trying to recover, and I'm swamped with work always on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So got some bars lined up here, moving some stuff around. Body weight feels good. I got on the scale last night at an even 133, so that's like 293 point something. Don't. All right, guys, that was worked up to 87 and a half for a double, which is the minimum of what I needed today. I know I probably shouldn't be taking the heavier sets. The heavier sets don't really matter. It's a strain. I need to be knocking out the light sets, and I'm at the beginning of this program, so here in a couple of weeks, I won't be able to take these sets. So I'm gonna be a little bit worn out by the time I get there, and I'll have to do something about the floor. This floor is extremely slick right here, especially with these shoes on. Not getting any kind of, I mean, I know that I shouldn't be using, I don't want to use leg drive. I'm working on my strict press at the moment, but you know, I preach all the time on squats. Get your feet on the floor and grind them in. Your feet still have to be stable and non-movable, even when you're strict pressing, for it to be safe. And it's okay, but it's one little slip and I could be laying flat on my back really hard and really fast. So after the 87 and a half for a double, I worked up and I did 95 for a triple strict. Last week I did a rough 102 and a half for a single strict. So I did the math, and I think 104 and a half for a triple would give me 105 or 231 for a strict single. So I don't have 94 and a half. I went 95, and I got a solid triple. Back feels okay. Can definitely tell that I'm pressing off my spine a little bit. And that lockout, it twinges just a little bit, but that's okay. Drop back down here now. I'm going down to 70 for 8 sets of 3. Just get some reps in for everything. Tire my triceps out pretty decently by the last couple of sets, and then we'll move on to some accessories. One more. Dry your tears, you leave and stand on the floor. Saint Joseph kiss your head and you will cry no more. Dry your tears, you leave and stand on the floor. Cry your tears, you leave and stand on the floor. Saint Joseph kiss your head and you will cry no more. Cry your tears, you leave and stand on the floor. All right, guys, those were solid. Got all 8 sets of 3. My feet were sliding around on the floor, and a couple of those I could tell I was digging into the ground a little bit, getting my back, glutes, hamstrings as tight and as driven as I possibly could. All part of a good, strong foundation of base off which to press with, even if my press is terrible. But you know, I'm feeling my triceps on my last couple of sets. Feeling my shoulders, upper back, lower back a little bit. You know, I am feeling the legs and all of it, so it's a positive thing that I'm feeling everything in everything. I decided not to do the floor press here all by myself, and I'm all sweaty, and you get to laying on this tile floor, concrete tile floor, when you're sweaty and you just slip all over the place. So maybe I'll flat press later in the week. Probably we'll skip it again for another week and see what happens. But I'm going to go ahead and start my round robin of exercises here. I've got my log push-ups. These things are absolutely wonderful. If you've never done those, I suggest starting with 4 to 6 sets of 10, quickly working up to 4 sets of 20, and then 6 sets of 20 if you can do that, and then add some weight as well. Just make sure that you're feeling them in your triceps and it's not burning in through your shoulders when you're doing them. But I've got the log push-ups. I'm going to attempt some shoulder raises, some lateral raises. Yeah, that. And then I'm going to do some pec flies and then some tricep extensions as well. So I got 3 rounds of each. And I've got plenty of rest in between as well, so I can sit back and get set up for the next round. So that, and then hopefully finish off with some light squats. Hey, listen to this. And that's me. Come here. Yeah. Look. Look. Sinister kid, 8 years old, wants to meet his maker. Nah. Oh.
Shot?
So if you go on my website, you click, no, they pay you. They pay you? Yeah, if you click, if you go on my website.
All right, guys, solid training session. Log went as planned, no major mistakes. Still making some technical flaws. You can probably see that. Still squirming a little bit, upper body, but playing the long game here. The round robin exercises that I did, a lot of shoulder work, a little bit of hypertrophy work, some muscle breakdown and build up work, some tricep work. I didn't do too much, didn't press too hard, didn't cut my rest periods too short, it was not too heavy. I don't want to end up being sore for tomorrow. I need to fully recover, and then I don't need to make the jump from doing nothing after. I made the jump from skipping log press sessions for a couple of weeks to log pressing last week. And I don't need to make that jump to log pressing plus a bunch of accessories. I've got to slowly build up and build that general physical preparedness of the amount of work that I can do on this day and it not affect the rest of the week really bad. But those generally felt pretty good, and I could probably do that round robin by itself, around light, around heavy, and around light on Fridays. Probably won't, if I'm being honest, but I could do something like that for a little bit of muscle building work. Finished off with the squats. That is a weightlifting squat designed to help build my overhead press. A little flexibility, a little movement in the legs. I can tell that I'm weak in the bottom, and I know it's not a muscular thing because I am strong, all my muscles are strong, but my body is so tight. I've got a good bit of arthritis going on right now. I think it's, my feet are bothering me, feet, ankles, from the lower knee down. My mid to lower back is really tight, my hips are a little tight. So I think that I don't think it's weakness, I think everything is tight, a little bit in pain, and it's not functioning properly. And if you want to be able to do a weightlifting squat, you have to be able to function properly. So that's part of what I'm doing there. I'm going to leave the bar loaded, and then tonight before I go to bed, I will probably go back and forth between some barefoot squats with 60 kilos trying to keep the bar upright. And I'm hoping the video shows this. I tried to keep my body fairly upright without hunching over, without a wide grip, without an arch. Most of my sets, I did some starting out with pinky on the power ring to pointer on the power ring. That's really close for someone my size and flexibility issue. Trying to keep my body upright, trying to sink as low as I can go, and be fairly explosive. So tonight I will probably try to go back and forth between those and reverse hypers. Weight doesn't matter. I could probably use a little more weight to help me sink a little bit. But my body needs to get used to doing those. It's a movement. Just like getting out of bed, getting in the car, picking up your kids, whatever you want to think about, it's just a movement, and my body has to get used to that natural movement. If I can't do that natural movement, then how can I expect myself to press a log overhead naturally, or at least effectively or efficiently? So that's my goal with them. I really wouldn't mind being able to do that every day this week and just play around and see if my body feels better by the end of the week, or worse. I could end up with some elbow, hand, and wrist pain from getting in that position, but just getting in that position I think helped me warm up better for log press. The whole tempering thing, some spine cracking, some elbows, but you watch me set up my first sets, it allows me to get my elbows under, get into a better position, positions that my body should be able to get in naturally anyway. So I also wanted, I really feel bad. Vice Grip has supported me for a long time. I wore this shirt at the end. I'm really, really sweaty. I've got a bunch of their shirts. I've outgrown all of them, but this one, and I've made videos over the year. This one's really stretchy, and it's got this rubber grip on the back. It definitely helps a little bit with squats. You get that bar, like the weightlifting bar doesn't have, he's fine. The weightlifting bar doesn't have, like that one, doesn't have a center knurl. It's smooth. It looks like it has a knurl, but it actually doesn't. It's smooth all the way across. So if you're used to squatting like a power lifter, where you pull the bar into your body and you expect it to stick there, it's not going to happen with an Eleiko weightlifting bar at all. But with this, it helps the bar stick a little bit better. Right there on the top, it gives it just a little bit of stick all the way across. So I don't have to worry about it sliding down quite as much, especially when I'm really sweaty. Where I think this shirt really pays off is on bench press, and you're bench press on a really cheap bench. And you get good tight leg drive, and you set up and you start sliding across the bench. You don't realize that you're doing that until you put a shirt like this on, and this goes across your back, and even on the cheapest of benches, this rubber grabs a hold of that shirt and you won't slide. You'll stick to it like crazy. It's a must-have if you're traveling and training, you go somewhere, and you got a semi-decent bench day coming up, and you're gonna have to use the bench that you're not used to, and you get there, some of those cheap, crappy, old, slick benches, you really gotta have these. And they sent me a new shirt out of a new material, and I think I took it to the gym, and I've left it there. But it's a thinner material than this, but it stretches just the same, and it has a different material that I may like better across the back, and it's even got some lines across the front as well, which I think might end up being really good for the log once you've got up here, or front squats. Holy cow, it could be awesome for front squats, axle, circus dumbbell, holding your kids, when your wife gives you a hug and you don't want to let her go. Anyway, I've got the shirt at the gym. When I get there this week, I'll grab that and show you guys this as well. But solid training session. My wife is threatening me if I don't eat all the food that she made for lunch, she's gonna beat me with a stick and not let me deadlift tomorrow. So I'm gonna spend the rest of the night working and eating mass quantities of food. And we'll see you guys for deadlifts tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.